Imagine waking up to your phone buzzing non-stop. A few days ago, your account read $100 million. Now it's only $6 million and it's still falling. Now this isn't a startup crash. This is the real story of James Wynn, the trader who soared to meme coin stardom, apparently flipping only $210 into a jaw-dropping $85 million. At his peak, he made enough to buy 500 Lamborghinis, or even buy every seat at the Super Bowl and still have enough money left over. And he did all that by trading internet joke coins with names you've probably never heard of. One week, he was richer than the presidents of 15 countries. The next, he was staring at his portfolio like it owed him an apology. He claims his downfall wasn't just bad luck. He believes he was targeted, haunted by powerful players behind the scenes. Who are they, and why would they want to take him down? Others say he was just an extremely degenerate gambler who had lost almost everything. Well, except his confidence. Now he claims he's on track to turn $30 million into $1 billion. Welcome to the story of the trader who flew too close to the crypto sun and got burned. This is the story of James Wynn, a crypto legend, or cautionary tale, depending on who you ask. James Wynn made millions trading meme coins, but he probably did it the hard way. Because while Wynn may have trusted his instincts, today's meme coin traders are using tools like Axiom Trade to navigate this wild market with sniper precision. Axiom helps you track trending meme coins in real time, set automated take profits and stop losses, and even scan social media rumors so you don't miss the next hype cycle. Meme coins are risky, fast, and chaotic, but with the right setup, it's not just a gamble. If you ever thought about jumping into meme coins, this is the way you do it with strategy. You should check out Axiom Trade through the link below and start at axiomtrade/ragradar and get 20% of all trading fees back forever. That's axiomtrade/ragradar. Now let's get back into the video. Before the headlines, before the billions, James Wynn was just a kid from a forgotten town in northern England. Maybe Manchester, maybe Yorkshire. No one knows for sure, but the way he speaks, you can hear the grit.
Where I come from, I need to be sensitive in the words, but it's one of the worst areas in England. Nobody gets out of this area where I come from. And most people who are in this area are either in jail, alcoholics, doing drugs, or just living a very low-level life.
No one gets out of this area, and yet he did. James was hustling from day one, selling things in school, starting businesses, failing and trying again, always pushing against the grain. He found crypto in 2017, but it wasn't until the COVID crash of 2020 that Wynn truly began to make waves. Then came Pepe, an absurd meme coin based on a cartoon frog. It was a kind of project most investors laughed at and dismissed outright. But James Wynn didn't. In April 2023, he bet nearly everything he had, about $7,600 on Pepe when it was trading around a $600,000 market cap. And by most standards, it was reckless. When the price surged 8x, he was sitting on a tidy $50,000 profit, but he didn't sell. Instead, he tweeted something that sounded completely unhinged. Pepe will reach 4.2 billion market cap, yes, with a B. A lot of people mocked him, some called him delusional, said he'd been drinking the crypto Kool-Aid, and then it happened. Pepe went parabolic. The market cap rocketed from 600k to nearly 5 billion, a staggering 400x return. James Wynn had pulled off one of the most legendary exits in meme coin history. He cashed out $3.3 million off of Pepe alone, a 190x return, the kind of trade most people only dream about. But then came the questions. How did he know? According to Cointelegraph, placing 100 USD on Palm Fund gives you worse odds than roulette. So how did James Wynn keep winning? And that's when the whispers began. Some traders noticed suspicious patterns. Money trails linking James Wynn's wallet to Alameda Research. Was Wynn being fed information, Was he being backed by Alameda Research, the same shadowy firm behind the collapse of FTX, the same firm that wiped out $8 billion in user funds from the crypto market? No hard proof ever surfaced, but however, the damage was down to his reputation. His name became associated with another token scandal, Elon. It tanked overnight, nuking holders and tarnishing Wynn's golden boy reputation. Then came Baby Pepe as well. Screenshots show that Wynn allegedly asked for 2% allocation, worth $57K. Hours later, he dumped the tokens, netting about $70K. Another pump, another dump, another scandal. It was all becoming too much. So Wynn did the unexpected. He vanished. No more threads, no more memes, no more chasing frog coins. He walked away from the casino, but he didn't quit. He was just preparing for something more dangerous. You see, Wynn wasn't finished. He was just moving to a new battlefield, one that makes meme coin trading look like a tea party at grandma's. In March 2025, he reappeared on a cutting-edge platform called Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid isn't your average crypto exchange. This isn't for casual traders. It's the kind of platform where one moment you're a millionaire and the next you're Googling how to become an Uber driver. For Wynn, it was perfect. He got to trading and racked up to $87 million in profit in under 2 months, trading coins with 10 to 40x leverage. He quickly earned the nickname the Hyperliquid Whale. James was trading with absurd size, millions of dollars in capital, amplified by maximum leverage. His trades weren't just big, they were public. Every entry and exit visible on chain, and every win or wipeout broadcast for the world to see. So between March and May of 2025, Wynn made 38 trades. However, what stunned everyone was the sheer magnitude. At one point, his unrealized profits soared up to $87 million, while he reportedly racked up $2.3 million in trading fees on Hyperliquid alone. His position grew to over 11,588 BTC. That's like standing on a high wire in a hurricane with no safety net. When Bitcoin started moving in his favor, he doubled down. After the market changed momentum, he switched his bet thinking the market would crash. He partially exited the trade, locking in a $13.4 million loss. Ouch. That was painful, but he left with a net profit of $25 million. He posted on X, "To all the haters and fans, we had a good run gambling on perps." At the peak, the account was up to $87 million in profits, from like $3 to $6 million. Now I've decided to leave the casino with my $25 million profit. It's been fun. Time for me to walk away a winner. Win 1, haters 0. By May 25th, James Wynn had closed out with $25 million in realized profits, starting from just $3 to $6 million. In a matter of weeks, he had multiplied his capital several times over, navigating one of the riskiest markets in crypto, and now he was going on a break. However, his break from trading barely lasted longer than a bathroom break. Before anyone could blink, Wynn was back with a 40x long on 945 BTC, about $99.5 million. He was already up $40 million. Turns out staying out of the casino was harder than it looked, but it was paying off handsomely. He was up enough to buy your own private island in the Bahamas. But unfortunately, that didn't last long. On May 27th, Trump dropped a surprise tariff announcement and Bitcoin wobbled. Wynn, trying to stay afloat, closed other positions and went even bigger, raising his BTC exposure to over 11,588. His liquidation price? And then Bitcoin dropped from 105,000 to 104,000. Causing James Wynn to lose $99 million. It was one of the most spectacular public blow-ups in crypto trading history, but depending on who you ask, it wasn't a failure. Some say whales used his public trades as targets, enforcing his hands. Others say he got greedy. Either way, James Wynn had just played against the house and lost terribly. To most, it looked like a textbook case of leverage gone wrong. Too much size, too fast, and too confident. But some weren't convinced, because Wynn's trades were public, and in the days leading up to his liquidation, strange things started happening. Price movements that seemed engineered. Liquidation points were hit with eerie precision. Was it just bad luck, or was James Wynn being hunted? So James Wynn had lost $99 million in a single week. That's the headline. But what if that wasn't the full story? What if it wasn't just bad trades or bad timing? What if someone or something was out to wreck him? It sounds like a conspiracy theory until you look closer. In traditional finance, you lose money when you make the wrong call. In leverage trading, you can lose everything even when you're right because someone else decides you're done. It's called liquidation hunting. This is a real documented tactic. Sophisticated algorithms scan the market for clusters of vulnerable trades, positions hovering near their margin thresholds. And once they find them, the whales strike. They use massive capital to push prices just far enough to trigger forced liquidations. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff and someone walks up behind you and gently nudges. You fall, they profit. That's liquidation hunting. In 2025, Hyperliquid was ground zero. Hyperliquid marketed itself as the future, a sleek, decentralized perpetuals exchange running on its own layer 1 chain. No KYC, no limits. Only raw, high-octane leverage, up to 40x. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because BitMEX walked this path first. You see, way back in the 2010s, BitMEX was the king of crypto derivatives. But beneath the surface, something sinister was brewing. According to a class action lawsuit, BitMEX had a secret insider trading desk with full access to customer data, allowing it to trade against its own users. The accusations were explosive that employees monitored liquidation points and then placed orders designed to force cascading losses across the platform. One analyst called it gold mode. BitMEX denied it, of course, until pressure from an independent investigator forced them to admit that yes, the desk truly existed. The scandal eventually cost them over $100 million in fines, but the damage went far beyond money. It shattered the whole illusion of a fair playing field in crypto derivatives, and it set the stage for the next generation of decentralized exchanges like Hyperliquid. James Wynn wasn't some rookie with a Reddit account and a dream. He was very experienced with trading in crypto, which makes his huge loss even more suspicious. It started slowly with small, almost innocent price drops that barely raised eyebrows. But behind the charts, something really felt off. The dips weren't random. They were precise, almost surgical. Candles wicking just shy of its liquidation price, and then snapping back like nothing happened. Once is bad luck, but twice is suspicious. When it kept happening again and again, Wynn knew something was wrong. He sounded the alarm publicly, posted charts. He even called out a quote shadowy cabal that he believed was orchestrating his downfall. In a last-ditch attempt to stay alive, he begged his followers for help. 24 wallets came through, with one sending about 8,000 USD in stablecoins, trying to keep the trade alive. But it wasn't enough. The final blow came with a cruel twist of fate. Just as James Wynn predicted the market would bounce, it plunged. His $140 million long got wiped out in seconds. $99 million disappeared, erased, like it was never even there. And in that sudden silence, a terrifying thought began to form. What if it wasn't random? What if someone out there was hunting him? Was it paranoia? Maybe, but Wynn wasn't the only trader raising the alarm. Even respected influencers like altcoin Gordon hinted that the price actions looked engineered. And in the history of the crypto industry, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. In March 2020, to everyone's surprise, BitMEX went suddenly offline for exactly 25 minutes. Just as Bitcoin crashed a staggering 53%, leverage traders couldn't log in and access their accounts. They couldn't close positions. They couldn't do anything but watch as millions vanished in real time. When the platform came back online, the damage was finished. BitMEX saw the most liquidation that day than the entire year. The public was very suspicious. Did BitMEX really suffer a technical glitch? Or did he just pull the plug right when it would hurt the most? And then came the lawsuits. Later that year, BitMEX was hit with civil charges, accusing them of systematically looting $444 million from their platform via liquidations and withdrawals. BitMEX, of course, denied the allegations, but the signs were there and they were hard to ignore. And this wasn't just a BitMEX problem. Exchanges love to talk about transparency. Some even brag about open source order books and decentralized governance. But when there's no regulation, no oversight, and no accountability, it's not about what's allowed, it's about what's possible. And in crypto, liquidation hunting is very, very possible. So what can we learn from James Wynn? A lot of money will never be enough money. And as a trader, it's important to know when you should walk away. Wynn turned $7,600 into $100 million and then lost it all. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We may never know if Wynn was hunted or he was only unlucky. But in crypto, the line between conspiracy and reality is often only a wallet address away. And as for James Wynn, he's already back with a bigger gamble and a louder narrative. He claims he is going to make $1 billion this cycle. This may be his redemption arc, or maybe his final collapse. Either way, you would want a front row seat. Subscribe for more stories on trading, finance, and crypto.